one of the snark mods for the Ethan Klein lawsuit said that they worked at Reddit. Oh, man. That's a bad one, huh?
Reddit is absolutely legally cooked. We're going to get into a bombshell leak that will change everything today on The Legal Mindset.
Yeah, if this is true,
to be your own judge.
I'm going to be shocked.
All right, so we've been going through the case of Ethan Klein versus the orbiters of Hassan, including the Reddit mods. And in that, we've been looking at what's going on with them and also their legal liability.
Of course.
And we now have a leak, something that was brought to my attention and something that, as far as I know, nobody else may know about this, although Ethan Klein will soon be very, very, very aware of this. And I'm sure his lawyers are going to be very, very interested in this because it blows wide open this case. Once again, Ethan Klein suing for copyright infringement, and he has massive power behind that lawsuit because the damages are in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, potentially millions, right? If you look at scope of damages from all of these creators, leeching revenue, leeching potential sponsorships, etc., taking his content wholesale, he's got massive liability. There's even potential punitive damages based on the intent, right? Based on the fact that these people had malicious intent to steal his content.
Ethan has to live stream the trial. He has to, bro. Like, please.
So looking at that, we had Reddit mods that were in this case, right? Because we obviously know Casey Tron, Denims, Frogan, all of these casted characters are liable. But the Reddit mods are a big part of this. This is, by the way, totally not AI and totally an accurate photo.
Yeah.
Of a Reddit moderator. I think it's very much real to life. But the Reddit moderators were hoping to hide. They were hoping to cower beyond their, behind their internet anonymity, right? They have power in the fact that they are anonymous and that nobody knows them and they can reach out and
people that think that they're anonymous on the internet are so stupid. If you have a digital footprint and you're making accounts everywhere, if you think that they can't find you, you're a moron.
Say things and do whatever. But now they're being exposed. Now they're being called out, and they are terrified. They're absolutely scared that they're going to be exposed in this, and they filed a motion of 700 pages trying to hide from responsibility. Well, that's not going to happen. Their identity is going to come out. And one thing that's been coming out is who these people are exactly. And the big news is that beyond all comprehension, we now have proof that Reddit is directly tied to these moderators, which are going to be sued. So let's go into here.
This is one of the times where all of the conspiracy Andys are vindicated. Everybody that said Reddit's out to get him and it's actually Reddit doing this to him and it's not organic. The conspiracy Andys win again.
To this.
Wow.
So these are screenshots that were forwarded to me. Now you have one of these individuals here, one of these mods, nicknamed Roman P, who's listed in the lawsuit, right? So we're gonna look at these text messages or these screenshots, which were sent over to me before they were deleted, right? Because once again, they were going back and deleting and sweeping these things up. But now we've got conclusive proof here that kind of nails them in here. So them saying, so he thinks he could sue Asmon and XQC, but he doesn't want to sue them. Why? Surely the reaction videos stole more views from him. Is this kind of admission he doesn't care about any potential financial damage, only about his personal beef? And then some.
What I find to be so funny about this is that, number one, the entire lawsuit hinged on the fact that these three individuals openly stated that they were doing it in order to make it a market replacement for the product that he had put into the space. He had already, like, this is, and if you live in reality, you already know this. So that's clearly what the main difference is. And he even stated that in the beginning and throughout it multiple times. Yes, and also, and let's assume that's not true. These people are so consumed by like Reddit morality and Reddit logic that they think because he's hypocritical, he can't file a lawsuit. Can you fucking believe that? They're so delusional. They're like, well, we found a flaw in your logic, and you're not doing it to them, but you're doing it to these guys, as if somehow that makes the legal case not exist. It's outrageous. They think they're in a video. They think they're having a debate. It's Reddit logic. It's just Reddit logic. That's it. Reddit runs on emotion, not facts. I agree.
Someone responds, did you know you're mentioned in the lawsuit? Just clicked on the first one, skimmed around it, and saw Roman P. So this moderator, this is the head moderator of the subreddit, is named. And they go, oh my God, thank you for telling me. This is the funniest shit ever. I can't believe this. Well, guess what?
Guess what?
Guess what?
What?
It's not going to be funny for them for very long. It's funny for me. It's hilarious for me.
It's funny for me,
Then
too.
You've got them over here saying, I can't believe you're outing yourself like this. Classic mistake of criminals returning to the scene of the crime. So, Roman P says, cat's out of the bag. Now the real fun begins. So they're pretending they're going to have fun here now that they're named in this lawsuit. This is going to be fun for them. Certainly this is not going to be fun. We're going to see why. Next, you see here some...
We will build a shield wall for... When internet activism meets real life. It's sad, isn't it, guys?
A cast of characters, including a very well-known Hassan Orbiter and Stan here, who's saying, we're going to build a shield wall for you. Roman P. thanking this questionable individual, who is definitely a separate person and not me on just another one of my sock puppet accounts. Well, if that was actually the case and you were this individual, that would be even...
This guy thinks that they can't immediately figure this out in like 3 seconds by subpoenaing his ISP. It's like these people are so stupid, they don't even know how stupid they are. They don't even understand it.
Worse for Reddit because it'd have some negligent hirings, all sorts of other stuff going on if that was the case. But once again, associating with some questionable characters and then going even further, showing the lawsuit, showing exactly where they are named. So highlighting that user, use/Roman P, which is there amongst other like
the Reddit reckoning.
Right. Salamander and H3 Snark mod team. So they're clearly named in the lawsuit, right? Clearly named in the lawsuit. But here is the real bombshell, folks. Here is the thing that blows this case wide open and can lead to the absolute destruction of Reddit. This could be enough to tear Reddit down. The whole
I don't know if it's going to get... I obviously, I think this may be a little bit hyperbolic, but I mean, please... I've had my hopes destroyed too many times. I don't know if I can believe another dream.
Institution, if he decides to pursue it aggressively, which, he has no reason not to at this point.
Okay, let's hear it.
Let's flip over here.
There's a head Reddit mod.
An admission, a 100% confession right here. They're saying concern level for you. This whole thing is so odd. Roman P, once again, the head moderator, saying not concerned at all, balancing working at Reddit and being the head moderator for H3 Snark has kind of been stressful, though.
Why would you say that? He's self-snitching. Why would you say this? Oh my God. It's shocking that somebody could be that stupid.
We have a confession right in front of everybody, in front of God and everybody, that the head moderator is a Reddit employee, is working at Reddit. This person, which has civil liability now and potential, and once again, once we dig, there may be criminal stuff that comes out. Who knows, right? They are on the hook for this. And they have put Reddit in a horrible position, particularly because we had the separate filing disclosure where we had Reddit admins offering us free subscriptions to privacy software to remove our PII from the internet in case we're doxxed and harassed.
So the Reddit admins were helping them to evade the law. Oh my God. Maybe this actually is bad for Reddit. I mean, that's insane. So if there's evidence that they're trying to intentionally obfuscate, like, oh my God. Can you believe that Reddit is actually, all of the Reddit employees seem to be Redditors? Roman P has deleted all Reddit activity last few hours since I visited their profile. I'm going to pull it up after this.
This is called scrubbing evidence. They're deleting evidence, spoliation of evidence.
Yes.
This is potentially criminal.
Yes, and even doing so, and this is another thing too, doing so in anticipation of evidence being part of a discovery process of a case is the same thing. It actually, in some ways, it's worse. So even if you do it before they issue the subpoena of like discovery, it doesn't matter. It's still considered bad.
And we want to know, is this the admin, Roman P, the employee of Reddit that was offering the PII software? Are there others involved? These are all things that Ethan Klein can now dig into freely. His lawyers and Ethan Klein's infinite money glitch can go out there and dig into this.
Oh my God, bro. That's insane. Infinite money glitch? Yeah. Ethan might just own Reddit. He didn't delete anything. He just put his profile on private. Really?
And figure this out. And in case you guys understand the legal concept here, because of course we're on the legal mindset. We are always both educational and entertaining, which is why, by the way, this is a fast facts video, the quick and dirty version of the latest in legal news. Make sure you like the video and leave a comment below if you like this type of content and you like us exposing giant leaks like this.
That guy just posted on Reddit that he's moving to Argentina. No, he didn't. No, I don't believe that. As if, and by the way, even if that happens, it doesn't even, no way.
Let's get into this. Vicarious liability. What does that mean? And of course, I'm very familiar with this as a corporate attorney. I still am a practicing corporate attorney. Employers are responsible for the harmful actions of employees, even if not directly at fault. So this is one of the reasons why in the recent times, people should be firing dangerous employees because
he's completely right about this. Yeah, and I didn't know about the OSHA stuff either, but yeah, of course this is the case. I mean, anybody, like how many times have you guys heard on the radio while you're driving around, have you ever been hit by a company vehicle? Call Bill at 4444444. That's all you have to remember, 4s. And Bill is going to get your money. Bill gets a lot of money, and he can get your money too. And you know how Bill gets the money? By suing the company and not the driver. So you know this shit's real.
A dangerous employee, let's say you're a violent employee or a crazy employee, you don't want those employees around because of vicarious liability. That's because you can be responsible for the actions of those employees if they go out.
Absolutely. And especially this is what could even make it worse, if they knew about it. Because that's really what happens is that, and this is how like a lot of the like massive settlements for like sexual abuse end up happening. This is my understanding. And obviously, Andrew knows more about this than I do, but my understanding of it is that one of the big reasons why the settlements get so big is because there was already prior knowledge that this was an issue and it wasn't dealt with and they didn't care. And so not only is it happening, but it had a pattern of happening, and they allowed it to happen. That's really
something
bad.
crazy, you might be
Continued
on the line
negligence,
for them.
exactly.
Exactly like this. If you have an unhinged Reddit mod, which once again is a massive risk, if it's somebody like this, you've got to fire them. You've got to get rid of them because they've now endangered your entire company.
Yes.
All of Reddit is at stake.
Yes, it's at that point, it's no longer the decision of, it's no longer a value decision. It's just a legal obligation that you have to fulfill in order to protect the nature of the company. No emotions, no feelings, no who's right and who's wrong or who deserved it. You just have to do it. That's just the way it is.
Because of what they've done. They're completely open to discovery. They're completely open to liability. And because of this proof that they provided that software, they're going to be on the line for potentially a massive amount. And once again, getting that liability and discovery could destroy Reddit as a company. But what do you guys think about this? Do you guys think Reddit is going to go down?
I don't think Reddit is going to get shut down, but I think that what could happen is that, so this is my scenario that Reddit could be negatively affected. Is that as soon as Reddit is discovered to have been cooperating and involved with a lot of this identity assassination, character assassination, defamation, like subreddits and statements, and then running all this stuff themselves from the top down, then they effectively are voiding their accountability from Section 230, because not only are they're not a platform, they're publishing it themselves. The company's doing it themselves. Gawker, I think Gawker is a good example. Gawker was a massive company, a huge company. It was like a TMZ kind of. And they effectively did something similar to this, not one-to-one. It's actually not that similar, but it's kind of similar. And this is with like publishing Peter Thiel's sex tape. And Peter Thiel couldn't sue them entirely, but Hulk Hogan could. Peter Thiel funded Hulk Hogan's lawsuit against Gawker and ended and destroyed the entire company because Gawker outed Peter Thiel for being gay. And so that was it. Hogan dropped the leg on him, bro. Yeah, he did. He went wild on him. And Cash already said they need to go back over Section 230 for social media. Yeah, Cash has said a lot of things. I'm more interested in what he does, but that's a much smaller list now, isn't it? Anyway, my point is that if this is happening with Ethan Klein, what do you think the probability is that it's happened with other people also? Well, I know what the probability is. 100%. Absolutely, of course. Like, you really think Ethan is the only person who's been a victim of this ever that's happened? And so as soon as it's discovered, you're going to be having a lot of other people that are going to be trying to file the same types of lawsuits against, it could be a class action lawsuit, whenever you have employees that are involved, especially whenever they're posting things that are verifiably false and just totally defamatory statements. Because it's one thing if it's just a random person posting it on your website. It's another thing if your employees are sanctioning it and facilitating it, which is what the big difference here is.
Would you like to see Reddit go down? I want to know what you think in the comments below, and I will catch you on the next one.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Oh my God. Like, whenever I heard this video, or I heard about this, I assumed, or I read the title of the video, I was like, there's no way. But this actually could be the first domino of very many. And I think that's really kind of what's going to happen, right? And YouTube, this is really, really bad. There's no way to verify he's a real employee for now. What? You realize, like, I mean... What do what? You think you can't figure that out? Really? Like, I mean, do you I think that there's a lot of people that don't understand the breadth of tools and resources that the government has in order to investigate different situations. You have no fucking idea. They would figure that out in like an hour. Really, like an hour. Think about how you would. They named him in the legal papers. Yeah, HR has to verify it. Yeah, of course. And he fell to LSF Playbook. Yeah, you can, but his message says nothing. That's what he meant. His message implies that he worked with them. And if he's stating that he worked with them, and then it's defined that he's an employee, is that not probable cause to pull every fucking message he has? Because I certainly think it does. And I think that any judge and any jury and any lawyer would agree with that. It's obvious. The guy's saying he's working with them. Obviously, you should figure out whether he's working with them, right? It's common fucking sense. And so this is one phone call. Yeah, this is instantaneous. Look at private investigator Stephen Rabbaum and Hope Conference. They can damn near any information they want. Yeah, of course. Look at the crazy video Eric Daughtry just posted. Yeah, I can look at it in a second, but yeah, I don't know really what that is. The question is whether is Ethan that vindictive? I think that if Ethan wants to go after this and do it, I mean, like, I've talked to Ethan a little bit. Like, I haven't really organized any of this stuff or, you know, like, planned any of this, obviously. But I've talked to him about it, and I personally think that he should go all the way with it. I do. And it's not, and I would help. I mean, obviously, like, you know, I would help pitch in. I think every content creator who has been maliciously slandered by people on Reddit should pitch in. I mean, I would. I mean, like, obviously, a lot of guys would, and he is, but full send it. Yeah, I mean, and I also think, like, I mean, he has the finances to take care of it himself, but just as a degree of good faith, you know, of course I'd pitch in. Absolutely. So Ethan's in a very target-rich environment for lawsuits. He's not hurting for people to sue. Yeah, exactly. I think he should, because this is bigger than the case. It is. And also, you have to keep in mind that if this is true about Reddit, what that means is that Reddit is employing and facilitating entire apparatuses that exist purely for the abuse, detriment, and defamation of other people. They do not in any way, shape, or form try to correct any information. They don't try to be accurate. All they do is lie, make up bullshit, and make people libeled, not slandered. You're right, because it's written and not spoken. Correct? You're right, I'm wrong. Libeled. But it is still defamed, right? But yes. Anyway, this is obviously, it's an obvious big issue, right? It's a massive big issue that exists way beyond Ethan, right?